kind of weight loss we talk about these patients. That's one of our patient, 125 kilograms. She underwent a gastric bypass with us and lost 32 kilograms in 3 months. But that is not the end of a journey. That is the beginning of a journey after we do a laparoscopic weight loss surgery. 8 months down the line, she lost 42 kilograms. 11 months after a laparoscopic gastric bypass, she loses 54 kilograms. And this girl, it's not just a weight loss of weight. You see the different expression in her face. A depressed, moronic, isolated look on her face has given rise to a chirpy, bubbling, confident girl. 11 months after a gastric bypass, she was working as a model, a profession that requires tremendous confidence, a tremendous media exposure, and tremendous, strength of mind. So it is not weight loss. It is transforming a person from a depressed, isolated, inactive life to a very active and confident life. And after 13 months, she walked into my office. She came from the US. And at this time, when she entered my office, she entered in a dancing pose and said, "Here comes a heroine from Hollywood." So she was an American whose in-laws are in Delhi, in Gurgaon. And so it is not just weight loss. It is giving them rid of the comorbidities that they have and giving them a different life. And all this weight loss is done by laparoscopy. This is how the dressings are when the patients come out of the operation theater. 5 little waterproof dressings applied at small little cuts. This was a man with a BMI of 56. He flew all the way from Nigeria. He was a past general in the army in Nigeria, and he flew all the way, got his surgery done, and now his wife is due for surgery because seeing the results, now the wife also wants to lose another 40 kilograms. And this is the wound at 1 week when they come to us for the follow-up. We don't apply any stitches. They are small little glues, and there are no stitches, and they lose weight smoothly and simply. Now, to just give you an idea, we calculate the extent of obesity by body mass index, which is weight in kilograms divided by height in meters square. And normal BMI is 25. As surgeons, we don't entertain them till their BMI is more than 35. So they become surgical candidates only when they are severely obese, they are morbidly obese, where their BMI is more than 35. And it has been seen that Indian patients have more fat in their body as compared to the Western people for the same weight. So 100 kilograms of Western person, 100 kilograms of Indian person has more percent body fat in their total weight. Therefore, they need surgery earlier. And therefore, a consensus conference was held, of which I was one of the members. And the consensus conference last year concluded that Indians are severely obese at a BMI of 33 as compared to a BMI of 35 for Westerns, and are morbidly obese at a BMI of 38 as compared to the BMI of 40 for Westerners, because we tend to develop diabetes earlier, and India, as you know, is the diabetic capital of the world. And this diabetes, obesity has a significant contribution. To give you a reasonable idea, a 5 feet 4 inch female, if she is 90 kilograms, she is a BMI of 35, and a 5 feet 8 inch male, if he is 101 kilogram, he is a BMI of 35. So whatever we are talking about today is about people, ladies, who are more than 90 kilograms, or males who are more than 101 kilograms. Less than this, they are not surgical candidates, they do not have such significant morbidity, and they are not candidates for surgical weight loss. Another good parameter is waist circumference. If the male has a waist circumference of more than 102 centimeters, or females have more than 88 centimeters, they are high risk for cardiac disease, for hypertension, for diabetes, and for early death. So if one doesn't get operated, if one is morbidly obese, then besides all other diseases, what is very significant is they don't live as long as their counterparts of the normal weight. It has been calculated and published in NEJM that morbidly obese patients lose 7 years of their life. They live 7 years less than their counterparts of normal body weight. And then you will naturally see that above 70 or above 80, you will find very few people who are obese. Mostly above 70 and above 80 reach only those people who are in normal body weight. And type 2 diabetes, 57% is attributed to obesity. And look at these: breast cancer, uterine cancer, colon cancer. 11% of these cancers are attributed because of the obesity. If obesity is cured, you will have 11% less breast cancers, 11% less uterine cancers, and 11% less colon cancers. So these obese patients die because of their heart disease, because of their diabetes, and also because of cancers. And once they develop an emergency, we have seen sometimes 140 kilogram patient coming with some pain abdomen. They don't fit in the CT machine, they don't fit an MRI machine. X-rays are inconclusive, ultrasound does not help. It is very difficult to reach a correct diagnosis there. You mostly treat them empirically, and associated comorbidities like diabetes and heart disease, they add to their mortality, and in many patients they require intensive care. And once these morbidly obese patients develop an emergency, their outcome is extremely poor. Well, it has been estimated, it has been scientifically studied that morbidly obese patients, diet and drugs are not very effective. There may be a good initial weight loss, but they are unable to maintain weight at 7 years, and in virtually 2 years, whatever 15-20 kilograms they have lost, it comes back, and the weight comes back, it comes back more, and they become more obese than what they were 2 years back. And the National Institute of Health of the US concluded that in morbidly obese patients, treatment and drugs are not helpful, and surgery is the only effective permanent cure for morbid obesity. And we consider surgery when their BMI is more than 40 or their BMI is more than 35 with diabetes, because as Professor Kapoor mentioned, by losing weight, the diabetes can be cured. The diabetes can disappear in a good 80% of patients, and in other patients, the diabetes improves significantly. We have various types of surgeries, and as I said, all these surgeries are done by laparoscopy, and the simplest surgery is what we call as gastric banding. You must have heard a lot about it. It's very prevalent in Europe. This is a band. This is the component which is applied over the skin. This is the component which is implanted under the skin. This is around the stomach, and these two components are connected with a tubing. So when this band is applied on the stomach, this is the deflated portion. We can inject saline through the port, and this becomes inflated, so it constricts on the stomach. When it's constricted on the stomach here, the food accumulates in the upper pouch. It doesn't go into the lower pouch, so this upper pouch gets distended, and one feels a sense of satiety. And this is how a band is placed by laparoscopy. This is the stomach, this is the esophagus, this is the liver which has been pushed up, this is the band, this is the tail portion of the band. An instrument has been passed behind the gastroesophageal junction from the right to the left. So we are feeding this band into the stomach, and this band is being pushed from on the posterior side of the stomach from the left side towards the right side. And this band has a buckle. This buckle is little bulky. It is a buckle exactly like we put a buckle on a belt. This buckle has to be applied. This is the actual band which will be wrapping the upper part of the stomach. This bulky buckle is going to come out from the posterior portion of the stomach. The rest of the stomach lies here. This is only 1/10 of the stomach here. 9/10 of the stomach is below the band. And once this buckle comes out, like we put a strap on our wristwatch, that this buckle is locked. You can see that this long portion is going through the buckle. The buckle is lost, and then the other end of the tube is brought under the skin. A port is placed so that when we inject saline through the port, it comes and lies on the band. So this is what the stomach size is going to be when this patient eats food. And the remaining portion is defunctionalized. And this is the diameter film of how the band looks like, or how the band is applied. Here is the band here at 1/10 of the stomach. And once we inject saline through here, this is under the skin. This saline will pass through the tubing and will inflate the band, and the band will constrict. Now another procedure which is becoming more popular is, this is the result of the band. You can see a 168 kilogram patient losing 50 kilograms, reaching a normal body weight. And we do get a fair share of international patients who come to us for the treatment, which is much cheaper as compared to their country, and which is as good in quality as they get in their country. So we do get some medical tourism patient. Another surgery is gastric bypass, which is again done by laparoscopy, and this is how the gastric bypass is done. We make 5 small little ports on the abdomen, and we work through these laparoscopic ports. In the bypass, first we give our attention to the stomach. The upper portion of the stomach is divided. Now this